Hello everyone and welcome to Joanne's Kitchen. How's everybody doing out there today? Hello once again. Hello. Good morning. It is 11:11 a.m. Eastern Time. So hello everyone and welcome to Joanne's Kitchen. To my recent subscribers, I would like to take the time to thank you for subscribing to my channel. And welcome to Joanne's YouTube family. And if you're watching this channel for the very first time or you're just browsing through YouTube, go ahead and take the time to subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And I thank you in advance. So, today's recipe, I'm doing my southern red beans and rice with fried chicken. And I think I'm going to have some cornbread with that because that's just too good to miss with some cornbread. Red beans and rice and fried chicken or cornbread. So I'm doing my traditional, my way of doing my southern red beans and rice with sausage and fried chicken. And I think I'm gonna add some cornbread to that. So that's what to dinner today. So I'm gonna get into this recipe. I had took the opportunity and I chopped up some vegetables already, try to save me some time, and I chopped up the sausage, but I use Carolina Pride sausage, you know, the kind comes in the tube, not and you have to dice them up. So I just use one of those, and I'm gonna tell you how much veggies you're gonna need. Okay, so we're gonna jump into this recipe and get started. All right. So over here I have, let me zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, so you will need, for this red beans and rice, can y'all see? It don't look like y'all can see. Okay, move the chicken out the way. Okay, for the red beans and rice, you will need 1 cup of onions, okay, and 1 cup of sweet onions, okay. You will need a 1/2 cup of green bell peppers and red bell peppers, and you will need a 1/2 cup of celery. Okay, chopped, and you want it all chopped fine, okay. And then I have over here the sausage that I use, that I chopped up, and you want to try to chop them all up at the same size, okay, because we're going to be frying those as well, okay. So for the seasonings, you will need some Cajun seasoning. Now I have 3 different kind of Cajun seasonings here because I was thinking about using this allspice seasoning, but what I really do use is Tony's Cajun seasoning. So you'll need some of this. You will need some basil. You'll need some parsley. Let me do my thing right because I don't think y'all can see. Okay, so you'll need some parsley. You'll need olive oil. You'll need kosher salt. Last but not least, you'll need black pepper. Now, I'm using light red kidney beans. Can y'all see that? Light red kidney beans. Or you can use dark red kidney beans. And I'm mixing it in with some pinto beans, okay? So you will need these. So I'm using 2 cans of pinto beans. I have 2 cans of pinto beans and 1 can of red lima beans. Red kidney beans. So let's get started. We're gonna take, and for our chicken, I have my fried chicken here. I already have some seasonings that I'm gonna do for that. So let me get let me season it. I already have some seasoning left over in a bag that I had did for my ribs, and so I'm gonna use that. And if I run out, now my chicken has been cleaned It has been washed and it has been dried, okay? So I'm gonna take a little bit of olive oil and pour it over my chicken. And for those of you that's new to this channel, I clean my chicken in a solution of water. I take a bowl and I pour salt, regular salt to the bottom of the bowl. I fill the bottom of the bowl with regular salt. To the salt, I'd add in baking soda and red vinegar. It's gonna fizzle. Then I fill it up with water and let my chicken soak in there for about an hour or two. Okay, if you have the time. If you don't have the time, about 30 minutes will be sufficient. But if you have the time and you ain't got nothing to do, let it soak in there for about an hour. And then you go back and you clean it and you rinse it. So all this is right here is just, I know I got some parsley flakes in here. I got salt, I got black pepper. I have poultry seasoning. And I forgot what else I put in here. But this is some seasoning that I had did for my ribs. And I can use it for my pork chops, my chicken as well. But it's I know it's salt, black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, parsley, just different seasonings I put in here. Okay. So I have just a little bit left over. Now I'm gonna let this seasoning set for a little minute because I should have got up earlier and did my seasoning where it could set, because I like my seasoning to go through my chicken before I fry it, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna let this sit a little bit before I come back and put the the flour on it, okay? I already have my grease on, getting good and hot. So while that's good and pepping hot, we're gonna turn this stove on over here, and I'm going to do my sausage, because we got to do the red beans. I have my rice already on. So I'm going to turn y'all attention over here to the stove. Okay. So we're going to let this get hot. And then I'm going to pour my olive oil in there so I can start frying my meat. We're going to get this red beans and rice on the way. So how y'all doing this morning? Hump day, hump day. Hump day. I didn't come to do a recipe yesterday because I had to leave for work early because I had a test, like a class I had to take. And I had to be at work early. So I said I'll do a recipe today. Okay, so we're just gonna add in our sausage. And we're gonna let these fry for 5 minutes. And then I'm gonna add in the seasonings. I mean, not the seasonings, the veggies, okay? the red bell pepper, green bell pepper, onions, and celery. I'm going to add that in. And then I'm going to let it all simmer for another 5 minutes. Okay? So to be exact, to do this recipe exactly, you're going to need these ingredients. Okay? For my southern red beans and rice. Now this the quick version, okay? This the quick version. I ain't got time to do the long version today because I gotta go to work. And I could have did it last night, like the long version of this. I do it like on my day off so I can tend to it because I don't want to be rushing, you know what I'm saying? Through my red beans and rice. I want it to come out right. So it's okay, I'll do a quick version of my red beans and rice. And to make this even more faster, y'all, if y'all wanted to, now I'm using fresh vegetables. Now to save you some time, and if y'all wanna like you know, you do this and you don't have time, but you wanna do the quick version like I'm doing, instead of chopping up fresh red bell peppers and green celery and your onions, you can go to your store wherever you shop at, and they should have like these veggies in the frozen food section. That's already diced up, or if it should be like in the veggie section. It ain't gotta be not in the frozen food, but you can find some already frozen with the vegetables. Yes, then get those. Okay, get those, and it'll save you some time, and you ain't gotta worry about chopping them up. You know what I mean? But I decided that, you know, I had it on hand, so why go buy some frozen ones when I had it on hand? And then I like to use fresh. And here, back here, I got me some rice, and I got that down. So I forgot what time I said it was when I put the sausage in. Okay, so let me start. It's 11:24, 5 minutes. I forgot the time, y'all. I'm just busy running my mouth. I forgot what time I put the sausage in so I can keep up with the minutes. So I'm doing from 11:24 now. It's 11:24, 5 minutes, and then I'm going to add my veggies in. Okay, 11:24. I remember that. They're already probably been cooking for about 2 minutes now. But I forgot what time I said, shoot. Oh, I didn't say no time. I said 11:11 when I started doing the recording. Okay. So 11:25, 1 minute. I be forgetting, y'all. As long as I don't forget too much, I'm good. I'm gonna be good anyway because I got the Lord on my side. And I'm a praying woman. Okay, so by the time I get through, with these 5 minutes is up, 3 more minutes, y'all. Let me cut it down some. 3 more minutes. Then we're gonna add the veggies in. So when that 5 minutes is up with this, I'm gonna take the flour and add to the chicken. Okay, so I'm just trying to give those a couple minutes to get acquainted. That seasoning. Three more minutes. Okay, 2 more minutes, y'all. Let me turn on my fan. Two more minutes. And we're going to add, so you're going to have to literally do this for 5 minutes, okay? You put your sausage in, you got to do it for 5 minutes, y'all. Next time I go to the dollar store, I'm going to buy me a timer. Because sometimes, okay, 1 more minute. Because sometimes I be like cooking on top of the stove and then I have stuff in the oven. And then sometimes I don't have my phone on. I mean my phone in here with me in the kitchen. So a timer will do when I have stuff like in the oven and stuff. I can set it to where I want to set it at, and then I know when to time up. And most of the time I do, sometimes I do have my phone in it. Like I got it in here right now, but it's across on the other counter. So we got 1 more minute. Then we're going to add in our veggies. Southern red beans and rice. Joanne's way. Okay, our 1 minute is up. So we're going to add in our veggies. And we're going to do these for another 5 minutes. So it's 11:29. Now we're going to let these simmer in here with the sausage for another 5 minutes. So it's 11:29, 11:34, we'll be done. So I turned my heat back up a little. See, it's gonna come together, y'all. Okay, y'all. Everything is gonna be in 5 minutes. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring y'all back over here. I'll wash my dishes in a few. So I haven't forgot about that, but I need to get my chicken on. So I got my chicken seasoned, and we let it season for a little minute. So I'm just gonna take some flour. And into this flour, in this flour, I have flour. I got self-rising flour. I have baking powder, and I have cornstarch. Okay. So we're just gonna let this flour sit on this chicken. I already have my oil on, like I said, getting nice piping and hot. So we're gonna let this chicken sit with this flour mixture on, and I'm gonna fry a couple pieces, and then I'm gonna turn my camera off and finish the rest, because y'all don't need to sit through while I fry the whole batch, do you, right? So we're finna finish the Creole seasoning. I just had to put the flour on, so let me wash my hands. so I can do that, and I can have my meal almost finished before time is going by. Okay, so right over here, I'm going to take and open up these cans of, and I'm using the liquid and all that, okay? So, 1 can of pinto beans is going in. The next can of pinto beans is going in. Now, if y'all want to, y'all can use a little bit of chicken stock, okay? But the chicken stock will be too soupy. I don't want it soupy. But I do use chicken stock like when I'm doing it from, you know, from scratch. When I'm doing it with the, and a can of kidney beans. So I do use the chicken stock, but only when I'm doing the dry beans. Only when I'm doing the dry beans. Can y'all see that pretty good? Okay, so I'm beginning to add in the seasonings. We're gonna stir this up. Well, I ain't gonna worry about stirring it up. So I'm gonna tell y'all what I'm gonna do. So I got the Tony seasoning, the Cajun. I'm using that. Then I'm gonna taste it because I don't want it too. I'm using a little bit of kosher salt because I don't want it too spicy, because my husband don't do spicy, but I love spice. I like spicy, and I just like stuff with a little kick. So that was kosher salt. This is black pepper. Okay, so I'm doing some parsley flakes, because you're gonna need some of those. I'm doing some basil. Let me open up my basil. Okay, and last but not least, what you're gonna need is some garlic. Okay. And I'm using minced garlic, okay? Can y'all see that? Minced garlic. Okay, now, you only need, and I will be putting this in the description box, 1 teaspoon, or I mean 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. But I love garlic. I mean, we need a teaspoon. It's my teaspoons. I'm glad I looked at it, y'all. You only need 1 teaspoon. And I will be putting this in the 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, okay? That's all that my recipe calls for. But since I love garlic, I'm using 2 teaspoons of minced garlic, okay? I will be putting 1 in for y'all. Now, if you want to use 2 and you like garlic, by all means. Okay, so I'm going to turn this back down. I got it back down high. Now I'm going to let this simmer. And I'm going to let it simmer and start thickening up. Because we want these red beans and rice supposed to be thickened, right? So, if it's not thickened to the consistency that I want it, I'm going to be adding in some cornstarch and a little bit of water. That's why I left this can behind, because I'm going to put some cornstarch in here and mix it with a little bit of water and get all that right there out and pour it in here. See, that's looking good already, y'all. We got our oil over here just getting hot, but I got it down on low. So I'm gonna let this cook. I'm gonna put the lid on. And I'm gonna turn it on medium-high heat. It's on a medium-high heat. And I'm gonna let this cook until for about 20 to 25 minutes. Okay? And I'm gonna check the consistency of it to see is it getting thick. If I feel like it need to get a little bit more thick, then I'm gonna change it and I'm gonna add a little bit more cornstarch to it and water, okay? And then we're gonna let that cook for another 20 to 25 minutes, and then I'm gonna check it and see is it right. So when it start getting warm a little bit, I'm gonna taste it and make sure my seasoning is right. Okay, so over here we have a hot grease. So I'm gonna turn my oven back on. There we go. So if you have time, y'all, when you're frying your chicken and you put your flour on, let it sit. And or either put it in the refrigerator. It can sit out, but best you can put it in the refrigerator and let it sit. And I tell y'all, that's one way of getting your chicken crispy without adding your egg mixture. I'm telling you, it works. So I'm not gonna overcrowd my plate. My pot. Okay, I believe I'm gonna put one more in there, and that's gonna be that. Okay, so we're gonna let that get done. So I'm gonna turn my my oven on because these red beans and rice, these red beans, they're gonna be so flavorful. They're gonna be good, and that gravy of the beans, y'all. Look, y'all. That gravy of the beans, it's gonna be thick. And if it don't get thick, I'm gonna help it along. I'm gonna thicken it up with some cornstarch and water and put it in here. And with that said, when it gets thick, I want something to dip it in. So I'm gonna cook me some cornbread so I can soup that up. You know what I mean? So I'm finna turn my oven on. So I got my oven on. Now back over here to the fried chicken. I got the I ain't know I had the chicken on low. I don't need it on low. I had the grease on low while I was doing my other stuff where it won't burn. While I was doing my red beans and rice, I had my grease down low, getting hot, so it won't burn, y'all. But now I got the fire back up so that chicken going and cook. I'm putting the seasonings back in the bag, so after I taste it and it's just right, then I'll put my seasonings up. So right now I'm afraid to get ready. I got my oven on and it's about on 100 degrees. So I need to get right for my cornbread. So I'm gonna do my cornbread. Y'all, I did a recipe, and I hope some of y'all checked out that recipe with that cornbread casserole. I'm telling y'all, a cornbread casserole is good. Y'all can ignore that recipe if y'all want them. I'm telling you, it's good. I cooked that cornbread casserole. I fixed me some, as y'all seen before. It's time for me to go to work. When I came back home from work that night, there was none left, okay? My husband was like, babe, that was good. Them children ate that up. I know they did. I know they did. There wasn't none left. I said, well, some mornings for my breakfast, I like to, you know, fix me something that I had left over. Sometimes I don't just like breakfast. I like to eat like what was left over. I ain't got no problem with getting up the next morning eating soul food for breakfast. So when I got ready, I was gonna get me some, because I said, well, it'll be some left over for tomorrow. Shoot. That mama tapper was all gone. There wasn't none left. So while that chicken is boiling now, I'm gonna turn y'all back over here, and I'm not gonna say what you need for this cornbread, because y'all done see me do this cornbread I don't know how many times, and I already have a recipe up for it. So I'm just gonna make it at this point, okay? Yes, indeed. I was going to get up and get me some of that cornbread casserole. I said, well, I'll eat a little bit of this. I don't feel like no bacon and eggs this morning. I eat a little bit of this, going back to bed. Shoot. But at least that's what I thought. That's what I thought I was going to do. Trying to find my whisk, y'all. My son wash dishes, and at times he don't put stuff back where I can see it and I have to be looking for it. He don't put it back where it goes. Cause I got a place for everything. And then when he wash dishes, he put stuff where he wanted to go. Like we playing hide and seek. So this is gonna go over in a 350-degree oven. And y'all, our chicken is floating up to the top. So we're gonna cook this. We're gonna bake this in a 350-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes. Cornbread, okay? Right on time. I want y'all to take a look at this red beans and rice. See? Put it up. See, I can show y'all it's getting thick. Well, not it ain't red beans and rice yet, but you know the red beans. It's getting thick. I can tell it's getting thick. It's doing its thing. Now it's to the point to where I can taste it and see is it sweet enough. But I'm going to take that chicken out. I'm going to place the rest of my chicken in. And then I'll be back. I just want to taste the seasoning, make sure it's there. Y'all, it's there. It is there. I'm gonna let that saute, simmer a little bit more and see how it thickens up. So it's trying to thicken a little bit, so I'm gonna let it cook for a little more and see where I'm at in the thickening process. And if it's gets to where I want it, and then I won't add no more, I won't add the cornstarch, okay? I will not add the cornstarch if it gets to the consistency of thickness that I want. If not, then I'm adding the cornstarch. Let me turn that one right there over, so it don't look like no grease touched that. It's kind of still light where I had the flour. See that crust on that chicken? I gotta bring it up close so y'all can see it. Flour. Whether it be all purpose or self-rising. Now a lot of people use all-purpose flour to fry with. I use all-purpose flour to bake with, and I fry with self-rising flour. All-purpose flour is really for baking, but you can fry with it. But I prefer self-rising flour to fry with. And then you can use self-rising flour for, you know, like your cornbread or anything that you want to rise, because all-purpose flour ain't gonna make no cornbread rise. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference in self-rising flour and baking flour. All-purpose flour, self-rising flour and all-purpose flour. All-purpose flour is really for baking, not for frying foods like chicken, pork, chop. It's not for that. Self-rising flour is for like frying. It's for frying, but you can use all-purpose flour because a lot of people do it. But when it comes to frying, I use self-rising flour. Okay, so we're gonna let that fry a little minute. My rice is done. I'm just gonna add a little bit of butter on top of that rice. Cover it up and let all parts of the rice be nice and buttery. So let me get something to put our chicken in for when our chicken comes out. Okay, so I'm getting ready to take this chicken out. Can y'all see how nice and crispy this chicken is? I got it up too a little bit, up too high. See, it's crispy. All-purpose, self-rising flour, baking powder, and cornstarch mixed together. Season your chicken and just let it sit. For best results though, I recommend y'all setting this in the refrigerator. Sit it in there for like an hour or so. Let that chicken sweat. Don't add no more flour on it when you take it out. You want it just as it is. If it looks like the flour is off of it, that's what you want. And then okay, so I'm gonna turn this. So I'm gonna let this finish cooking, and then I'll come back to y'all in a few shakes to let y'all see everything come together. All right, I'll see y'all back in a few. Hello guys, I'm back. Everything is done. The cornbread is done. I can't never find my so I'm gonna fix my plate for work. I got me some nice rice over here. Let's keep working. So, because I want that gravy. So I got my rice on my plate, and y'all, it did thicken up, okay? Y'all see that? It did thicken up. Let me let y'all look at these red beans for a minute, because it did thicken up. But I like mine just a little thicker, so I went back and added some cornstarch to this. And I forgot, y'all, you're gonna need a bay leaf. So when you're putting the seasonings in, add your bay leaf. 1 bay leaf. Just add it in, okay? Then when it gets done, you can take that bay leaf out, because basically it's already done. We're just letting it simmer to get that flavors up and running and popping. This smells so good, y'all. I ain't even gonna front. I'll give it a little sausage there for now. Woo! It tastes so good, y'all. Them seasoned right on time. With everything I got, I'm just gonna let this, I'm gonna cut this back on. And I'm just gonna let that continue to simmer until it's time for me to go to work, so it can thicken up a little bit. But it's already thickened. So I'm gonna bring y'all over here to the plate. So I'm gonna add me some chicken. I'm gonna get me 3 pieces of chicken here. That's enough. I cook my cornbread, so I'm just gonna slice me some cornbread. Let me get that up. Ooh-wee. Oh, this mama tapper here. It's so darn good. I'm gonna get all that. Let me get y'all a little closer. Y'all, I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it. But if you got me, I got some men on here. Get your girlfriend, or you know how to cook. Try this recipe. Try these red beans and rice. I'm telling you, they are so freaking good. I won't lie. Red beans and rice, y'all. Joins Southern red beans and rice my way. I got my cornbread and I got my 3 pieces of chicken, y'all. Y'all give this red beans and rice a try, I'm telling you. I'm trying to adjust it, but huh? Let me stick y'all back just a little tad bit. Okay. I'm telling you, these red beans and rice is good. If you have not tried red beans and rice my way, what you waiting for? You got the recipe, try it. Or, if you got the time, do it with this recipe and do it from scratch. Buy you some dry kidney beans. If you don't like kidney beans mixed with pinto beans, do either or and try it. Add your sausage in now. So let me, I got some cornbread right here. Let me, See, this sauce so thick. What I don't like is that it dries up. You know what I mean? And then I don't eat, like I work from 3 to 11. And so I be done ate breakfast some mornings before I leave home. So I don't eat this until about 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And by then it's gonna be done dried up. But if you eat it like 9, let me get some of that cornbread. Okay. Let me say my little prayer and eat this. Try this right here, y'all. Can y'all see? I'm gonna try this. Oh yeah. And see, I knew these red beans and rice was gonna be good. That cornbread. Well, you know, I done did this recipe before, but you're gonna need some cornbread with these red beans and rice. You know how when you go to Popeyes and you order the red beans and rice and they give you a biscuit, you can sop that up, honey. You can sop this up. Ooh. This is a good meal today. Y'all, I'm telling you. I can taste the garlic in him, the seasonings that I put in him. It tastes so good. The Cajun seasoning that I cook, and it's not. This is seasoned to where it's it just has flavor. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't really put a kick to it like I wanted to because my husband have to eat this. And I gotta respect that. He don't eat, you know, spicy food. He don't like it like that. But a little small kick wouldn't have hurt. But this is so seasoned, it's seasoned to the teeth. I know I can stand right here and eat this whole meal. But I'm just trying to nibble. Let me taste one of these sausage. Put one of these sausages on here. With the cornbread. I can't eat all my dinner, y'all. But I promise you, in the name of Jesus, and I don't play with the Lord, this mama tap in here is seasoned and it's good. Y'all try Joanne's Southern style, easy to do red beans and rice. And you do it the way that I just did it and season it, I promise you'll like it. And be sure to throw your piece of cornbread over in there and fry whatever meat you're gonna have, fried, bacon, however you're gonna do your meat. That's up to you. But do try these red beans and rice. This was the recipe today. The red beans and rice. Joanne's Southern style red beans and rice my way. And this is the easy version, okay? We didn't do it from scratch. So when I have time, I like to do it from scratch on my day off. I don't like to rush and cook when I gotta go to work. I like to take my time. So it's 1:05, so about 1:45 I go and I take me a shower and start getting myself together, because at 2:30 I'll be leaving from this. So y'all try this. Red beans and rice. Joanne's Southern style red beans and rice. I'm telling you, you won't go wrong. Try it. Try it. Try it. Tell me how you like this recipe. Tell me how you make these red beans and rice, exactly how I did it, and tell me, leave me a comment and tell me how you like it. I promise you, you're going to like this Mama Tapper. I promise you that. You're going to like it. You season it with the seasonings that I use. I promise you, you're going to like this Mama Tapper. You're going to need Tony's Cajun seasoning. You're going to need some kosher salt, some black pepper, put parsley in it. You're going to need some basil. And you're going to need some garlic, some minced garlic. For y'all, you only need, for y'all, you only need 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. You're going to need your red bell peppers, your green bell peppers. You're going to need a 1/2 cup of red and green bell peppers. 1 teaspoon of minced garlic. 1 cup of onions, diced. If you don't use your fresh vegetables, and you're going to need a 1/2 cup of chopped celery. If you're not using fresh vegetables, feel free to go to the store and buy the vegetables that they have already cut up in the frozen part or in the produce part where they come in a little cup or something and they already cut up and fuggy and stuff. That'll save you some time right there. Buy you some canned kidney beans, pinto beans, whichever one you prefer. And try this recipe to the exact. And I'm telling you, y'all gonna have you a winner. This is the shortest version of the red beans and rice. Now my quick version, my long version, I'm gonna show y'all that of Southern style red beans and rice using the dry kidney beans. Okay, so that's gonna be for another day. But today we have Southern style, Joanne's Southern style red beans and rice. Do enjoy this recipe. Like, share, and comment, and subscribe to Joanne's Kitchen. I thank each and every one of y'all for watching. And be sure, when you subscribe, hit that notification bell so every time I upload a recipe like these or any other one of my delicious recipes, you'll be the first to be notified. So with that in mind, God bless. I love you all. Thank you all for subscribing. Thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. And be sure to try this red beans and rice recipe. It's a winner. It's a keeper. You're going to want to make this recipe over and over and over and over again. I'm telling you. And have you some cornbread on the side. So until the next recipe, God bless. And I'll see you guys later with another recipe.